The king and the deserted island. Long ago, in a distant kingdom, there was a unique tradition: each year, a new king would be chosen. Whoever was crowned had to sign an agreement that at the end of 1 year, he would step down from the throne and be left alone on a deserted island, with no hope of return. As soon as a king's reign ended, he would be dressed in royal garments, taken on a final tour of the city riding an elephant, and then sent off to the island. One day, as the people were returning after leaving their old king on the island, they came across a young man who had survived the wreck of a broken boat. Since it was time to elect a new king, the people offered him the throne. At first, the young man hesitated, but eventually, seeing no other option, he agreed to rule for 1 year. He was told all the rules of the kingdom, and also clearly informed that at the end of the year, he too would be abandoned on the same deserted island. On the 3rd day of his reign, the young king requested his minister to take him to the island where the past kings had been left. A special convoy set off as per the king's wish. The island was wild and dangerous, filled with deadly animals and dense forests. Upon arrival, the young king saw the scattered skeletons of previous kings. He was shaken, but he didn't lose courage. Upon returning, he selected some hard-working laborers and went back to the island with them. He ordered the island to be cleaned, all wild beasts to be killed, and unnecessary trees to be cut down to level the land. Each month, the king personally visited the island to inspect the work. Soon, the island was free of dangerous animals, and the land was cleared. By the 2nd month, beautiful gardens were planted. Various domestic animals were brought in. In the 3rd month, he had a grand palace constructed and even established a port. Over time, the once deserted island transformed into a beautiful and flourishing settlement. This king was a humble man. He spent little on himself and invested most of the wealth in the island's development. After 10 months, he told the prime minister he wished to move to the island, but the ministers urged him to wait until the full year had passed. Finally, the year came to an end. As tradition dictated, the king was dressed in royal robes and taken around the city on an elephant for his farewell tour. But unlike the past kings, this king was smiling. People were surprised and asked, "Why are you smiling, when every other king before you wept at this moment?" He calmly replied, "I once heard a wise saying, when you are born, you cry while the world laughs. Live your life in such a way that when you die, you are smiling and the world is crying." Rather than wasting my time in the pleasures of power, I prepared for the future. I turned that island, once a symbol of death, into a paradise for myself. Now I'll live there peacefully for the rest of my life. A truly wise person is the one who gives up temporary glory for lasting peace. And that's exactly what I've done.